Faith Forged in Fire, where we dive headfirst into the unique challenges and triumphs that comes with being a firefighter, all while exploring what it means to live out a biblical worldview. Join us as we find hope, perseverance, and faith in the midst of the heat and chaos. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the podcast again.
Hold on here. Hold on.
Why do I have to keep saying welcome to the podcast?
I know. Welcome back. Welcome back to another great episode of Faith Forged in Fire.
We promised Jake. Where's Jake?
Where's Jake? We need Jake. Jake! Come on in, Jake.
I think he's waiting for the butler to park his car.
Oh, look who shows up!
Hey! Oh, it's so nice of you to join us today, Jake.
You guys for months.
Yep,
You're knocking the door on.
I finally had to block you.
Welcome,
man.
Jake.
Tried hard to replace him last
was
two
on a
episodes. It didn't work.
family hiatus. He's been coaching kids.
Clearly
and
wasn't
lots going
expecting
on.
me.
Hey, where's the coffee? Bring the coffee.
Man.
in. Hey. So,
We need to get a coffee pot in
We
here
do need a coffee pot in here, you know?
so we can actually, instead of drinking cups of water and saying
Yes, because
Is this my welcome back?
yes,
Demands?
welcome.
We need a coffee pot in
I
here.
wasn't demanding you
We need
get
a coffee pot in here. Then you're both looking at me like, sponsor.
Do you happen to have a Faith for? Do you happen to have a Red Flannel Coffee Company coffee pot yet? When's the licensed coffee pot come
No,
out?
I do not. I do not. I have a company-owned coffee pot, if that's good enough for you. We can bring that in.
That's awesome.
Man.
Oh,
No, I didn't even mean that, but after he says it, I mean, it does seem like a good thing.
I got a Keurig at the station, an extra one. I'll bring that in.
oh, good, good. Well, the reason I bring that up,
Get some Starbucks coffee.
Oh,
We'll get him to bring a coffee pot in one way or
All right.
another.
Well, hey, guys, it's been good. I'll see you in a few months.
Hey,
no.
Steve has a perfect advertisement for you.
I have a perfect advertisement. So the reason I
Like
bring
super
am I?
loud.
Oh, am I? Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm a little
You turned me
nervous
down.
about this.
I'm sorry.
you should be.
Yeah.
I have a perfect
Steve has
advertisement.
Welcome back, Jake.
Yeah. All
Sorry.
right. So what do you got?
No. So reason being is so over a few, it would be a few weeks ago now. Hey, time continuum here. A few weeks ago, I actually went. I went to a. I went to a fundraiser.
The squirrel is chrome.
That needs to be our next sticker.
Wow.
Squirrel.
That's a good
All
one.
right. Hold on. Okay. Oh. Okay. So
This is why they kicked me out of here.
So
Exactly.
making
Thank
one.
you.
Jake shows up and it just rails every time.
Yeah.
So about some weeks ago, I went to a fundraiser at Met's Fire Department in Angola, Indiana. And if you don't know where Angola, Indiana is, I didn't know where it was at either.
Nobody
until
knows where it is.
So I went out there. But it's in the northeast portion of Indiana, out in farm country, and had a great thing with my company and with Met's. And the fire chief over there, Lee Greenemeyer, which is a great man of the Lord. And we just developed a nice rapport.
And customer of Red
Well,
Flannel
hold on.
Coffee.
I was just going to get there.
Gonna
So,
throw that out there. He
So-
is a customer.
so for the red flannel, or maybe someone thinking about red flannel coffee, we have a great thing here. I went out there for this few weeks ago on a fundraiser on a Saturday night, and was with my family. And before I left, he goes, "Man," he listens to the show, and he says, "Man, I got some of that coffee. I got a bag of that stuff." I'm like, "Are you serious?" So he goes, "Yeah, come here." He brings me in the office, and sure enough, right there on the table is a nice old bag of red flannel coffee. And so I got a kick out of it. So I'm like, "Dude, take a seat. I got to take a picture and send it over to Jake." And then he proceeds to tell me, "Man, one of my fire guys came in here and goes, 'Hey, Chief, you changed the coffee out?' He's like, "Yeah, I did." He's, "Man, that's some good stuff. I really enjoy it." So I got a video of him saying that, and I sent it over to Jake. I got a kick out of it. So we have an advertisement.
Best
from Lee.
advertisement right there.
Yeah, and Lee gave me a shirt to his department, which I was telling you about.
Yeah.
And he gave me a really cool Mets Fire shirt, but on the
cool.
back of it he's got a firefighter, and what he has here is he says John 15:13, greater love has no one.
He reads like he opens coffee.
I know exactly. Can you read this for me? Greater love has no one than this, that someone lay down his life for his friends. And he has it on the back of the shirt. So Lee, I just wanted to give you a plug. He actually wants to come on the show, so we're going to have to get Lee.
I
we
think
need to get him
first
on the
of all,
show.
he needs to. Second of all, I mean, like he needs to be here in person, so you can all see his Tom Selleck-ish mustache. I'm just saying.
He got a kick out of his.
Well,
mustache.
if he comes on the show, hopefully we'll have some video anyways.
He's got quite the mustache. But
Do you have the picture with you
yeah,
of him?
yeah.
I was just wondering, does the bag of coffee look like it was opened by a surgeon or a snowblower?
Yeah, we didn't get into that, but it looked like it was in one piece.
Was it?
It was, yeah. It looked.
To be fair, he just held up the label. The coffee was everywhere. They were just scooping it off the floor and throwing it.
I just hoping
throwing it
Steve
into the-
wasn't like a company
Yeah.
rep showing you how to open up coffee.
Yeah, and he
That's
said,
right.
Steve, the last time I listened to you about opening up coffee, look what happened here. The beans were on the floor. So, no, but it was a really cool thing. So I sent that over to Jake. So that was
very
a
cool.
nice plug there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
In all
Thank you, Lee.
seriousness, too, it is cool when we see, like Cameron was in here and his brother-in-law has been buying a lot of coffee from Jake. So it's kind of cool. We obviously hope that you guys will buy because Red Flannel Coffee has been a good supporter. We don't say this probably enough, but for you guys who don't know, if you buy Red Flannel Coffee, it does not go in. The money does not go in Jake's pocket.
No.
It goes to his nonprofit that will help put AEDs in schools and other nonprofits.
Yep.
Or some of it goes to help us. And it really, I mean, there's been, in our book a lot, but not. Most of it goes to the nonprofit is kind of what we're saying there. And if we can help with that, that's right up our alley. And then, of course, it does. Jake has been very good about helping us out, just chairs, things that we need to keep so that the podcast can have a decent quality. So as you're buying coffee, it is going to help either us or others.
and honestly, it's really good coffee. My wife won't drink anything else in it. She's like spoiled now with red flannel. Like she loses her mind if there's no red flannel sitting around the house. She starts getting weird.
I actually was gonna
shaking.
Yeah,
I was gonna send you a text, but I didn't know if you were stopping at home. It's been too long in our house too.
I texted you earlier and asked you if you wanted me. You just didn't answer. So
I was probably
podcasting. Yeah. So.
No, this was earlier today.
I didn't see that because I was gonna, and I thought, well, Jake's probably not stopping home, so I don't want to bother him.
Is there a monthly
So I
subscription?
totally missed that.
I have.
How do I get some of this?
Like a warehouse with a bunch of it. So,
Wow.
yeah,
I'll get some next time.
The stuff sitting at home is like my own stuff.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, if you have anything in the warehouse you don't want, just let me know.
I
You
do
don't-
a
you
couple
don't-
of employees.
You don't need
A pallet jack.
to ask. You can just assume.
Okay, all right.
Because I also will at times give it away to somebody to just be like, hey, you need to try this. So hopefully then they drink it and buy it.
Yeah,
So.
for sure.
Yeah. So
Certainly.
So anyway, in all seriousness, support Red Flannel Coffee. It is worth it. It's great coffee, and it helps
Absolutely.
good things
Red
happen.
Flannel Coffee. We help you keep on keeping on.
yes.
It's a new catchphrase I'm trying. Hasn't worked so far.
Yeah.
It is yet to resonate with anybody. So I'm
like
like, you
it,
know
though.
what? Let's throw it out on the interwebs.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
though,
Maybe
man.
why we
It-
should have a coffee pie here because by the middle of the month we're having a hard time keeping on.
By like the 4th episode, we're just like. Sorry, guys. We've made 3 pots already.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Well, getting back to the show, and
We're trying to do a show, aren't we?
That's right. Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
what are we talking about today?
Oh, it's just funny. You guys
Chrome
that's pretty good.
squirrels.
Chrome squirrels. I've been working on the chrome squirrel angle.
That might have to be my next blend.
Chrome.
The Chrome Squirrel blend.
Yeah, there we go. I like
Ooh,
that.
that's even
You gotta
better.
put smoky on the.
We've talked
thing.
about it'd be cool to have
Oh.
a red flannel blend, but it'd be even better just to have a chrome squirrel blend.
A red flannel? There is.
Yeah, a red flannel. A Faith Forge and Fire blend.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Well, I mean, that's cinder and smoke.
Yes, we claim cinder and
So-
smoke. So the
Well,
next
that's
one,
why I made it. I even
right?
told you guys.
I know.
Like, this was
I know.
like, yeah.
we claim that one. We like
But,
that one. That's one of my favorites too.
Yeah,
That is one of my favorites.
but a
as well.
chrome squirrel would be awesome.
Chrome Squirrel. Yeah.
And I will be making I think I will be making a sticker, chrome squirrel sticker.
Is it going to taste like acorns?
It'll be a bit nutty.
A bit
nutty. Nutty. So cheerio. All right. So
The squirrel.
how much time? Whoa, it's getting late.
Should we just hit
It'll be
stop and like record another one now?
It'll taste. It'll have a notes of acorn and squirrel fur.
Perfect.
The downfall. See, if people don't understand, we haven't seen Jake for a month and a half.
Yeah, I know.
And then he just walked in and we started going. And so now it's just chaos.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna get it back. Let's go.
I was lost in the woods.
I was the plane was over in the clouds. It's in the storm. I got her down. I put her down.
You guys took me out with you hiking, and then you left me. Took me a month and a half to crawl my way back.
Oh man, we had a search party and everything.
No, you just had a party.
We did.
Yeah.
Getting back to our topic for today, as you guys know, that for the four of us, I'm the only non-firefighter here. So sometimes they have me.
What a loser.
Yeah, I know. What a dork that guy is.
It's been a while. I'm sorry.
No, let me out. I love it. That's your love language. You know. So, but no,
that's what he tells himself.
I know that's what I do. That's how I make myself feel better.
Caffeine and insults. That's my love language, buddy.
So since I'm not,
that's a firefighter.
Yeah, pretty much.
So since I'm somebody that's not rode on a fire truck officially before, sometimes they'll have me come in and just ask questions of the guys that do ride fire trucks, and it's so I kind of like moderate this one here. But what we want to talk about today is for these three gentlemen right here, we're gonna dial it all the way back to the beginning, and we want to look at really the very first call, first time getting on a truck. I know last week we talked to Cameron because he's brand new on the job, and he kind of talked about his first call, but really
a couple weeks ago. But
a couple weeks ago, we had Cameron on there talking about his first roll on the red bus. But we really want to kind of talk about maybe some stories from those early calls there when you guys first got on, and kind of like what you felt, how things were going, what you guys thought of it, and just gonna dial it back, especially for Rich has been doing this a long time, so he's gonna go way back for Rich. Rich here, but
boy, he didn't take any time to.
I was just a wee lad.
Many moons ago.
What year did you start?
Yeah.
Well, it was back in the early days when the pitchfork still had wooden handles.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All
right. Well, we'll start. Since we're talking about pitchforks and wooden handles here, we'll go over to Rich first. Rich, let's. What was the actual? What was the year you got on the job? You became a firefighter officially.
Okay, which of the 6 questions that you just threw at me do you want me to answer first? That was almost like you're reading that shirt again.
You know what? I think this is the favorite part that I missed the most.
Steve running the show, running the episode.
This side versus that side.
I like that we can stop and look at each other.
What's Steve talking about again?
What language is that?
It was just several questions. Anyways, I think he's asking year you started, your birthday, social security.
No, hold on. Okay. What year did you get on the job? Let's start with that. What year was it?
Officially?
Yeah, officially.
It would have been 2002.
2000. Oh, wow. Okay.
First Monday in October of 2002.
Wow.
I was officially hired the following Monday.
Oh my goodness! See, when I got in the fire service, my first job at the fire department was in August of 2002. So we both got on the same job time.
Woohoo! Wow,
man!
Yeah, I was in the academy before I was hired.
How long until you became a lieutenant? Because that was your next. And I only ask because I started like the next year.
It wasn't long.
I would say because it could not. Well, no, it had to have been.
There was
about August of the next year because that's when I started.
That's very possible because there was an uprising and
I remember that
some people got
Pike
their
Poles
luggage.
And Halligans.
Yes, people got their luggage packed and they left, and they looked at me and went like, "Yeah, he's dumb enough to do it." So they hired me.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So I was the lieutenant rate. I was a lieutenant rate quick.
Oh, so you weren't firefighter for very long.
Well, still a firefighter.
No, but I'm talking
like
rank of firefighter.
Shots at the officer.
No, a rank of firefighter. That's what I'm saying. Your rank.
I've always been a firefighter.
No, you're talking about your rank, Rich. Your rank. You moved up to lieutenant pretty quick, so you weren't a firefighter, meaning your rank of firefighter very long, is what I'm trying to say.
Correct. Yeah, within a year, I was so much better than everybody else because I was a lieutenant.
Good answer. No, but you literally took you a year to get
correct. I wasn't very. Honestly, I wasn't very long out of the academy.
Wow. So you started in 2002.
No, that being said,
yeah,
I got the position because, not necessarily because I deserved it. Right. In my opinion, I was not the best. Why would you make a guy that has very little experience an officer? It's just kind of small town USA in politics and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was one of those that you were the best available at the moment for what was going on at the moment, you know?
Yeah.
Shut
up, Jake.
Yeah, Jake. I'm trying to
he's
I like that. Why is Rich the chief now? Because he was the best in the moment that was going on in the moment.
I'm just saying the lesser of two evils, right? I mean, it's essentially what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I'm saying.
It's like, all right, well, we have Rich or
that guy.
Well, we got Rich, you know.
Steve, you're not hurting my feeling at all, it's all right. Keep throwing them.
You got promoted because it was just what was going on at the time.
Exactly.
And you were,
and I knew that.
And sometimes you just win by attrition there, and it just happens to be you're at the right place at the right time. But you said yourself you weren't the guy for the job, but they just kind of made you the guy.
Right.
You just admitted that yourself. So, Jake,
he's digging hard.
I know.
And nobody really said anything, did they? We were just questioning the words.
Right. I was just pointing out how similar to
trying to be politically correct.
I'm not very good at this anymore. I'm losing my touch. No. So going back to that.
You're digging a hole, Steve. Just toss your shovel out.
So no, you started the academy in October, and then how long was your academy? Was it 3 months? 6 months? No, I don't know how long your academies are.
3 months, I wish.
I don't know how long. Right? There's different with I don't know how different the academies are, and when it comes to paid versus the volunteer world.
That's
actually it's 8 months, isn't it? Because we start in October and we gadgetated the end of April, beginning of May.
Yeah. But he does have a point. Like in the full time where they're going,
it's different.
They're going all day, every day.
I would say when I went, it was 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. I was 17 and in high school. I'm sorry, just after high school, I should say. Was it not in high school because I had to go to school, but right out of high school, I went to the academy. And it was the first time that this department held, essentially they were starting their own academy, and we were kind of the guinea pigs. And they said, how would this look if we did 8 hours a day, 5 days a week? Yeah. And it was 6 months long.
Okay,
so,
there we go. That's why
first 6 months out of high school.
How would you get anybody to do that and a volunteer when you're not getting paid? Like
most
it's
of these
one thing in a career department where they're paying you to go.
Most of these guys were on other career departments that did not host their own academy.
Okay.
So that's how that
and you being
me being
high schooler, living with mom and dad, no big deal.
I was working like second shift, third shift, and then going to the academy.
Yeah, but how would you be in the academy if you're on a career department somewhere else, right? Because you want to go to the academy first and then you get on the job?
No, not always.
No, sometimes you hire in without the training and they put you through.
Oh, yeah. A lot of my department does that.
Yeah, same
you
way.
have you can come in with zero experience whatsoever.
As a matter of fact, they prefer you to come in with zero experience so they can train you their way.
No, the paid where I was at, you went to the academy first. Like you didn't get a job until you were academy certified.
Well, you not guaranteed the job, but you're hired and you're paid while you're going to the academy.
Yes.
You have to pass the academy.
Yes, and then you
make it through your probationary period to be officially completely on.
Okay, I gotcha.
The squirrel
is grown. So no, but Rich, when you after you got to the academy and when you were the early days of being on the truck, do you remember your first call? The very first call you ran on out of the academy, being official.
Oh.
No, I'm saying
no, that's a good question. I remember mine, and I hadn't remembered it until you just asked me that.
I mean, you think
I do?
busting my chops again. I know.
I love that photo.
That's not her.
I know.
That's what's funny. Is it looks just like her, but it's not her. It's not really my mom, but it looks like.
Oh, she's calling.
She's calling me right now. Yeah, sorry.
The poor people listening are so confused.
Yeah, they're like, "What is going on right now?
Mom? Leave me alone."
You threw in a kind of caveat.
Yeah.
You threw in one of those.
I'm sorry. Okay,
that's raw fish, right?
Let's just say your first call.
The first call that I remember going to was the corner of 22 Mile Road in New Costa. It was a drinking and driving T-bone.
Oh, that's right on the edge of the jurisdiction there, isn't it?
Yeah, buddy. And there's a particular reason I remember this.
Did you know the person in the car?
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Okay.
I jumped in the fire truck, and we were northbound on Algoma, and we're zipping right along, and I'm thinking to myself, I think I don't know if I'd want to drive this fast in these weather conditions, because it wasn't very good weather conditions. We come over the top of Fisk Knob. We come down into the intersection. My pilot hits the brakes. I think he would have pulled the parachute had we had one. And he says, "Ruh-roh." And he goes, "Hang on, we're going to try to take the corner." Because this is a T.
Wow. Hold on. Is your pilot the chief at the time?
Negative.
Oh, man, because I have a very similar story.
But
Sorry.
this is a T in the road, and the owners are sick of people driving through their driveway, so they built the wall at the end of it. So our options are very limited. So one of the options was to take a right-hand turn and keep heading towards the call, and that's what we did. And we took the right-hand turn, and we ended up being pointed southbound in the intersection because the roads were slippery enough. We did a 180 with the truck.
Oh, wow.
And I was never, honestly, I was not scared once through the whole thing. It never even occurred. I guess I had this superhero ego that we were in a fire truck and we'd be okay. It doesn't matter if we roll, we're in a fire truck, man.
Were you wrong?
No.
There you go.
No, we didn't get hurt.
It worked
We
out.
just did a 180 and we were kind of pointed back southbound and went, that worked out pretty well. We backed
Oh,
up,
that's funny.
and went to the call.
I love it, man.
Yep.
This guy, all right. That's cool. Well, that's kind of that's a big call there for your first one, getting a drunk driving.
That's not the first ride I ever had in a fire truck because you got to remember I grew up in the fire service.
Well, true.
So.
I mean, that's again, yeah, you're a different case here in that, like, because again, you go back to when you were 5, when the first time you got into a truck. But I mean, like running the call, you said that's the first recollection of an actual call that you
Correct.
ran on
When the wee woos were going, yes.
Yes.
That's the first call I can recall.
Wow, that's
The first call I recall.
Recall.
Is that right?
The squirrel.
Yeah, I don't know why you're looking at me. I'm just listening. Yeah,
Because you're the English guru.
Yeah.
You got it, man.
All right, let's go. Jake, what about you?
Oh, man.
Let's hear it, buddy.
Jeez, oh, Pete.
Is that your mom?
That was my wife, actually. She knows I'm here. So.
That's good. That's good.
Oh, man, my first call that I...
He acts like he didn't know what the topic was going to be.
I know.
So he
I think you'd be prepared for this.
I know.
It was pretty suspenseful what question you were going to ask him.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, no, I have a similar story to his, but it was not my first. I don't remember. So I started. You started in October of 02. I started in August of 03, so less than a year after Rich. And fun story. When I started, Rich had just become the lieutenant. And I don't know how long that this department was doing their cadet apprenticeship program, whatever. But they thought it would be hilarious to make Rich my babysitter, which you would think, oh, poor Jake. No. Poor Rich.
Oh, boy. What did you do?
Because this guy...
That's why they made him a lieutenant, because they're like, he's a sucker. Nobody's going to want to babysit
great,
Jake.
we got this kid here now. Somebody's got a baby. Rich, we've got a proposition for you. How would you like to become the lieutenant? And Rich was like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. All right, great. Sign the paper. Also,
by the way,
meet Jake. He fell off the short bus and found his way here. Patch him up and make him follow you. So here we are. It's been 22 years, and I've still following him around.
And we don't have a cadet program anymore.
And you don't have a cadet program anymore.
well, no, that was the call that you remember. Is it the same one that he's talking about? Okay.
No, I don't even know when that was. So I guess it could have been while I was there, but. So as a cadet, I did not run any medical calls. I could go to the accidents and stuff and help get tools out and everything. No, I honestly don't remember my very first call. But I do remember riding with the chief at the same time, and it might have even been that same winter that we were on our way to a structure fire. It was a bi-level home that was the lower level was on fire, and so it was really, get there. And so we're on our way, and we go up a dirt road that's peaks at a hill, and then it's straight down to another road that dead ends. And he said the same thing. Hang on, I'm gonna try to turn it. And I was just like, to what? There's nothing to hold on to. And he's like, well, hold on to something. And he turned it, and it was pretty funny. We ended up sideways in the road, and one of the back then, our neighboring town, Cedar Springs, had their own police department, and they were blocking that road off. And he was on the radio telling them, move your car. But he was talking to dispatch. He wasn't even talking to the cops. But I think it was just like a panic mode. But he heard, and somehow, and he moved his car, and we slid right where his car was. And we came to a stop. And he was like, it's pretty cool, wasn't it? Yeah, that was pretty cool. And so what was funny is
I could hear him saying that too.
It was so
He was thinking, man, I'm glad I don't have to explain this to his parents.
oh man, the panicked look on his face, or really like the tense look on his face leading up to that moment, and then this just calm of like, that's pretty cool, huh?
Like I had that. I was okay the whole time, right?
It was like I was okay the whole time.
Tried to be cool about it.
And then what was funny is the house was right there. So we were here, and then we just pulled up, and we were right there at that house.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that was pretty. That's
pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. So that was a memorable experience. Not the first call I ever went on. I don't remember the first call I went on.
Let me say this: what was and then you just answered it for what I'm going to ask Rich here. But what was your first like your first roaring fire exciting call, like the one where like, all right, let's do this? 'Cause I'm assuming that would be your first one, right, Jake? That fire you were
the lumberyard or Napa?
Yeah, what was the one you were like, man, that's time to go to work?
The lumberyard, I was in Chicago.
Napa.
When
I
I
was
got
in Chicago.
So when I got back from Chicago, the last couple trucks were still leaving. That's how long that fire was.
That was a big one. That one took
I
a long
think
time.
my first real fire, and another reason I can remember it so well, it was I rolled. I don't know if it was during the day. Something weird was going on. That's back when we had probably 25 guys on, and with a structure fire, you would have got 20. Mm-hmm. One of the guys, I can't remember if he was captain or deputy chief at that time, he went POV to the call.
Personal vehicle.
Yeah, personal vehicle, his own vehicle. And I went to the station, and I'm a rookie, and I'm smart enough from the past. You get there, you open up the doors, you start the trucks. The next guys that come in, the trucks are started, the doors are open, make it efficient for everybody. And generally, I would get there in time to be on the first truck, and then two guys would show up, and I'd get out, and I'd get into the second truck. Two guys would show up, I'd get out. I'd end up starting all the trucks, and then when they were out having the fun, I'd be sweeping the floors. And when I got there, I was the only guy that showed up. So they're yelling for help, and I got on the radio and said, I'm the only one here. Well, bring the truck. And I says, I'm not certified. I haven't been okayed to bring the truck.
Yeah.
And so he goes like, nope, just come non-emergent. So I got there, and I prided myself. I was one of those guys that took the initiative to try to learn where all the trucks were, because if somebody asked me for something, I didn't want to be the weakest link. So I wanted to know where everything was, so if somebody needed something, they could depend on me. And when I got there, I yanked hose off the truck, put her in pump, got up on the pump panel, started doing my thing, couldn't get water out of it, got frustrated. Okay, time to reset. Jump in the truck, it's in pump, it's in gear, park brake set, get out here, tank the pump's open, this is open. And I hated to go get the guy that was there also, because he was kind of one of those, you'll never be as good as me kind of attitudes. And I get back, and he can't get water out of it, and he's getting frustrated. And then I look, and we got 4 lights that indicate how much water is in the truck, and there wasn't any on. Well, nobody had known it, but we had a valve leaking pretty bad, and we didn't have structure fires that often. Well, back then there was somebody there only when there was a call. So there wasn't like a guy like me checking it regularly, you know.
And you should know that they're under the trucks is a drain, the
Right.
whole
Yeah.
width of
Right.
the station.
Yep.
So as it drains, nobody's there. It's going somewhere, so there's not like a pool
Puddle.
of water
Right. Yeah.
for us to come and see.
To see, right. So I got there, and I remember pulling in going like, oh, and it was one of those houses got 2 levels over here, and then it's like 2 basements in the garage. They're pretty common in this, probably in the 70s. That's what we had when we grew up. And it was room and contents fire just to the right side of the main door. And I went, this is going to be awesome, man. I'm not even certified. I'm going to go kick this door and put this room and contents fire out. And it didn't work out that way. It ended up being a ripper.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that was your first exciting bad boy right there.
But those are also, you know, they always say good experience is a good experience. And I've learned a lot more from bad experiences than I have a lot of stuff.
Tell about that. I'm going to get to you too here, PJ. I know we've just been kind of chatting, but I had some fun ones here like that. But also, what was the most embarrassing call where you looked like do you ever do anything where you like, oh man, I can't believe I did that? You ever do anything like that, or you got chewed out or something because you did something really embarrassing? Or so is there somewhere where you embarrassed you felt embarrassed, like you did something? You know, do you ever?
Jake will have to tell you because I don't remember one off the top of my head.
All right, so there was Rich, and no, I'm just kidding. I don't have a good one.
No, I don't.
I wish I did, but I don't.
I mean, other than stepping out of a fire truck that you just drove on pins and needles because you know the road is a clear of ice, and you set the park brake and you take your seatbelt off, you whip the door open and you jump out of the truck and you land on your head because you forgot that it's ice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but something like that where people make fun of you, like when I was in I went through an academy many years ago because I thought about getting on the job, and one time I was taking the line up the truck and you have to run down, to the very end, and when I was running, the line got underneath my legs, so it got between my legs, and when it tightened up, it got me right in the crotch, and so everybody made fun of me for it. It was because again I was running. I was a young kid, and I'm like, not realizing that the hose is between my legs because I'm not paying attention.
There's
so
so
there
much
you go.
there. There's
so much there, right?
No.
So
there's so much I can say.
So,
right
but it's a funny thing. Like
It's chrome.
it's chrome. But I'm saying it's an embarrassing thing. Like if that would have happened on a call, it'd been
that thing we were
embarrassing.
talking
But
about
make fun of
earlier
me.
that explains it.
All right. How about you? What's your first? Because I know your situation is a little different, but you getting on the job and weren't really wanting to originally, and it kind of fell into it. But what was the what was the first one that you can recollect that you're like, man?
So I guess I get both those. I have a first call. I actually can remember my first call, and then I also remember my first certified call. So my first call was just a diff breather, and I remember because at that time I mean when you get on the fire department. Generally, we kind of joked about this with Cameron. If you've got a pulse, you're hired. And even as the chaplain, like nobody told me what to expect. And in my mind, when you call 911, like, you've got an emergency. This is bad because I'm just naturally not one to do that. I'm not going to call unless I've never had to call 911 in my life. If there's something I take that back. There was one time, and the guy was in a buddy of mine in an accident, we had to call. So pager goes off in my mind, like this is bad. And then it's difficulty breathing. Well, they're dying, right? They can't breathe. So I get there even as a chaplain, but just for the first time, and I'm all amped up, ready to go. And I drove myself there because it was right around the corner. It was in Cedarfield and we were at Meyer. So it was literally like right there. And I just remember coming in, talking to the wife, and thinking and watching firefighters. I'm like, well, they're not even in a hurry. They're not. I mean, not that they weren't prompt, but there was. They knew what I know now is when you hear diff breather, yes, there's urgency, but we know now people just say that so that we come quicker, and that's a bad thing because then when it's for real, we've just always got to be ready. But in my mind, I was like. But then I later down the road go to the academy, get out of the academy, took my practicals on a Saturday, didn't even know for sure that I had passed, right? Because here in our state, in Michigan, you don't know until could be a couple of weeks, could be a week, it just depends. And in volunteer, you never know who's going to show up, right? You talked about it, Rich. So get tones drop. I show up for a structure fire, and thankfully we had automatic aid with neighboring department. Get there, and it's myself and one of the guys who'd done it for years, but he was I'm not going in a fire. I will drive the engine and I will run the pump. And which by the way, it never bothered me because I always trusted his driving abilities and his pump running abilities, and I was very happy. Then I could go play, right? I could fight the fire. But in this moment, we show up and it's him and I, and we're driving, and he goes, "Wait, you just got done with the academy like today, didn't you?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Did you pass?" And I'm like, "I don't know." I'm like, "I think I did. I did pretty well, but I don't know." He goes, "Well, can you go in a fire?" I'm like, "No chief, no officers, no, I don't know." And he goes, "Well, pack up. You're going in because it's you and me." And so I got to go in and put out a room and contents fire hours after getting out of the academy.
That's a cool.
So that
That's
was
cool. That's
like,
a cool one.
yeah,
That's a
my
good
heart
one
was
right there.
pounding a little bit on that one.
That's awesome.
That is a great one. Well, that's what I was kind of looking for. Sometimes, I've heard people that, man, the first call was like a ripping fire or something. It's like, what a great first call, And like you're saying, for a cat in a tree, it's like, well, not a fun, like real memorable kind of thing. But that's kind of cool. Was that also like the same thing I asked these guys? You're like, and I don't know if it was a small room contents fire, but like, what was your first ripping fire? Like you're like, oh, this one. Did you ever have one of those? You're like, oh boy, it's like I said, it's time to go to work.
I don't know if I remember a first one. I remember some different ones, but I don't know that I would. I can't remember the first one. I actually, that wasn't my first fire. I was thinking about this today. I can't remember what my first fire was. So I don't know. I can't remember.
It sounds like the one you just went on.
That was my first fire when I got out of the academy. And probably my first ripping fire when I was certified would have been later in the year. That was like a really ripping fire. And it was one of those days, it was a Saturday, and I was sitting inside. I think we didn't have, we would have had kids. I think our youngest, she was probably taking a nap. I don't know. We were really kind of doing nothing. I remember I was playing some video games. My wife was reading or something. Tones drop, and I was like, oh, perfect. Not doing anything. Let's go fight this fire. I forgot that it was about 100 degrees, like literally almost 100 degrees outside, and I was sitting in the air conditioning. As soon as I opened the door and walked outside, I went, oh, no, this is going to be terrible.
Oh, yeah.
I hope it's not for real. Well, it was ripping, and then it was, I believe, if I remember right, same guy driving the truck, running the engine, I think, and then myself, and you guys would remember Casey, and it was just him and I on the engine. And we get there, and it was ripping, and there was attached garage with two cars in there. Yeah. So the best way to go was in the garage. As soon as him and I kick the door in and get in the garage, of course, it's hotter than can be. All of a sudden, a massive stockpile of fireworks start going off.
Oh,
Pretty sure we both just about soiled ourselves because there was fireworks flying at us.
That's awesome.
It was. Now, so cool. Now I'm like,
oh, that's so cool.
That's like when you're on a car fire and you hit the magnesium
wheels. Yeah.
But the best is when, like for me, if I get there first and I'm by myself and I hit the magnesium, I go like, ooh, mental note, magnesium. Yep. And then during the day, a lot of times I'm by myself. So like Cedar might come in or one of those guys and go like, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, right. And you stand back and watch, and when those boys hit the magnesium, it's always great to see that. I love fireworks.
I remember the first time I hit magnesium wheels too, because it was probably, I don't know, within a year of being out of the academy, and we had just talked about it, and of course it never came to mind. I just walked up and just let it rip, and it was just like right in my face. I was like, holy cow, this is awesome.
Death flashes before you quickly.
Cool. Now I've done it enough. I pretty much know, even in the smoke, in this general area, and I don't even jump. And then that's when I remember.
Fun. It's fun.
If I've got the guy that's usually with me, nothing happens. And then if I get one of the new guys, my hose like yanks out of my hand because they're jumping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. But you do it enough, you don't jump. But yeah, now especially, those fireworks wouldn't have bothered me at all probably. But in the moment, we were both like, oh man, because we had just stuck. But that was a hot day. That was one of those where I thought help was never coming.
Yeah, I preferred the cold days. winter days, fighting a fire, than the
That's another memorable one.
That was one I was thinking of a minute ago.
Summertime heat, being all in your turnout gear and your
except
Nomex and all
in
that.
Michigan, we were putting out hot spots, and I literally had to take the nozzle off, and it was like you'd would a garden hose because the ice would not. I had to use my thumb, and because the ice, I'd have to let ice chunks out. Rich has a picture. We tried to fold the hose.
You got it folded in thirds.
I've seen that. Yeah,
50 foot of hose. I think, did we get half or thirds?
I think we got it folded into
I'm
thirds.
holding it sticking straight up.
It's about 8 foot above your head.
So cold.
That was awesome. We sat it in the station, and it took like 2 days for it to all thaw out enough that we could roll it.
That's awesome.
Was that the coldest? Like when you ran, like what was the coldest? Like you're like, oh, this is.
I don't remember that. I remember 2 of them that were seriously cold. That one, but I don't remember if it's the same one. But I remember being on the Charlie Delta corner, and we were spraying water into the garage, and it was cold. It was winter. And before we moved positions again, because it was, of course, hit it hard from the yard is what we did. But we had about 1.5 feet of extra snow between us and the garage from just the mist from the mist from the hose had made that much snow in front of us.
Wow.
So just for sake of those listening from home who don't know the fire service or don't fight fires in the winter, for one thing, dragging a hose is never fun. Dragging the hose through snow you're moving the snow and you've got 200 foot of hose, that is so miserable.
Breaking them apart when they're frozen together.
And then
your hands are frozen.
It is not unusual to get done fighting fire and then get away once a fire goes down. At first you're fine because there's heat, but once that fire goes down, I've literally not been able to move. Because everything just freezes.
It just freezes.
That's one thing I learned. I used to laugh about who designed G.I. Joe's grip. What a dumb position. But after
that's
your
how you
gloves are
freeze.
frozen, that's the best position
It's a
for
position of function.
Yeah.
You can kind of...
Because then when you can actually uncouple the icicles, then you can drag your 50-foot long, 1.5 inch thick ice cube up to the truck and try to bust it up. And
I have more than once taken my gloves off, shoved them in the exhaust of the engine. Once they start steaming, good, you take them out and put them on, and they warm your fingers up until they cool down and freeze again.
Same with my boots on a long traffic one. The tailpipe on the new truck, the Rosenbauer, is big enough you could stick your steel-toed boot inside there until your feet started getting toasty, and then you pull them out.
Nice.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh,
I remember fighting a room of contents and coming out in the winter, and because you're hot in there and you're working, but then coming out and taking your turnout gear off, and then your shirt, because you're just covered in sweat, freezing. And becoming frosty as you stand outside trying to cool down. You cool down awfully quick.
I bet you do. Well, I think it's time to land this plane. I think we're getting close to that time there.
Yeah, it is that time, isn't it?
And I hope you enjoyed this. Just kind of hearing from the professionals here.
They'll be here next week.
And I use that term.
Filling in for the professionals.
but hearing from these guys here and just kind of going back a little bit to their earlier days of firefighting and when they got on the job, and kind of something that was very memorable for them, as I'm sure all you firefighters out there have those memorable moments early on in your career, and good, bad, and different.
I was so innocent then.
When you followed all the rules.
I just mean like you don't quite back then. You just don't understand even the fire life.
You still think it's going to turn out like it is on TV?
Yeah. You think you're going to be a hero every call.
And now you're out there trying to fight people with a clipboard.
Yes, exactly. Whose colostomy bag fell off? Nobody told me I was signing up for that. Oh, thanks, man. Rich.
Wow. Well, you learned a lot this episode. There's no doubt about that. But
speaking of colostomy bags, who's our sponsor?
Whoa. Hey, throw it out there, sponsor. Colostomy bag. Wow.
I would say no coffee for him, but he doesn't drink it.
I don't drink it. No
hot cocoa or anything for this guy. Wow.
I mean, wow. You gotta sponsor Depends while we're here since we're wearing them?
I could. Hey, I still owe you for a few years of being a rookie under my belt.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about. So, hey, go to redflannelcoffeeco.com. Buy some stuff.
What code do you have this
PJ30
week?
and
I'm
you
a
get
little
30%
rusty. It's
off.
been a while.
Coffee.
All right.
What's the code? Is it PJ30?
Sure.
I could have said anything. You said, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
That's good.
Listen, I can make it whatever, but yes, that is still valid.
Yeah, still valid. PJ30.
That's the one that's not going to cost Steve any money out of his pocket.
Yeah. I said
Steve 90 and get 90% off. Steve's subsidizing now. So.
Oh, I said PJ20 earlier on, and they had to correct me on that one.
Nice.
So
I hope you guys jumped him.
We
You
did,
They
man.
were all
That's
over
not
me.
even good
Yeah,
enough.
they almost beat me up right here on the floor.
Those
But,
were the old days.
I know. But no, just go over to redflannelcoffee.com and get your favorite coffee there.
Redflannelcoffeeco.com.
Red Flannel Coffee Co. Did I not say that? I'm
Listen,
sorry. Red
I'm the one that's been
Coffee
gone
Co.
for a while.
I know.
Get it right.
Duh,
Jeez.
Your coffee company. I'm glad you got it right.
Do we dare ask him what the email is?
Oh, I know that one. Listen, you have any questions, concerns, show ideas. We've been getting a lot of show ideas. Thank you so much for those people that have been writing in.
After this one, they're going to be writing in. They're going to be like, we need help.
Yeah,
We're
we need to
gonna
get
give
rid
them
of
some
somebody
help.
over there. We need security in this
They
place.
are not allowed to come up with their own ideas anymore.
They're going to ask me to leave again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go to timeout. But no, please go over to the email and write us a friendly email and FFIFpodcast. A friendly email. Let me say friendly. Let me
Steve's
specify.
been getting some hate mail lately, guys.
Steve's the one that answers it, so now he's wanting friendly.
My feelings are hurt.
We get it, but just lay off a little. Come
Please.
on. Give him a break.
We all understand why.
We've got it
he's
covered.
sensitive.
We'll hassle him for you.
But
You'd be nice.
No, go to ffifpodcast@gmail.com and throw a line out there and
Throw a line out there.
Throw a line out there and get us give us some show ideas. We love the great comments. Also too, yeah. No, he's done.
So long
and
to
it
land
just,
these planes anymore.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to land the plane.
long runway.
It is a long runway.
Yeah.
Go to your favorite place to listen to our podcast or everywhere.
Go to your favorite place to listen to our podcast.
Yes.
I wish I was in Earl's helicopter. It'd be a lot quicker.
Or YouTube.
All right. They're done.
At least he can dump the water out and be done.
Have a great one. We'll see you next week. Take care.